same pedigree. Nah, they ain't scared of felonies. So when you see me, just had the same energy. Yeah, just had the same energy. Yeah, just had the same energy. Yo, you already know what it is, man. It's that boy Punch. Mr. See me with that same energy, Mr. Brooklyn everywhere. And I got my guy with me. He's kind of legendary. Let them know if they don't know.
All right, man, if you niggas don't know me or you people, you know, don't know who you're speaking or looking to or looking at, it's Young Buck.
I like it.
You understand me? Buckshots in the building is what I've been giving y'all right now. Because some of y'all might have been following me for so long and feel like, man, you ain't young no more. I'm forever young, but it's Buckshots, you dig?
This is 50.com.
This is
Bang.
50.com.
Buck, man. Wow, I'm excited. I personally asked because I was like, they're gonna bring Buck up here, and I know what they're gonna do. I need this as a representative for the young demographic, as one of the leaders of this whole new wave.
Nah, for real though.
We gotta have a balance, and the biggest issue with us is we act like every OG is against our wave. It's not true.
It's not true at all.
And some of us aren't educated on our OGs and educated on how dope and legendary and just historic shit niggas was on.
In real life.
So I want to tap on it all. You got to tap on it all.
I'm with it,
and bring them back from the core.
I'm with
but
it.
Buck, how has life been?
It's been ups and downs in my life. You know, it ain't all been beaches and drop top Ferraris and shit. None of that shit. You know, it's been more or less, you know, staying above water. You know, doing what I gotta do to take care of me and my children, and you know, staying focused and staying relevant in this music.
Yeah.
As well as, you know, staying and pushing the line daily to stay free. You know,
You've been in and out
I've been in and out a couple times. You dig what I'm saying? So in my world, we don't get no younger as people.
Understand.
And for me, I look at it like what don't kill me truly make me stronger. So my experiences that I've had, whether it's through this music or through life in itself, I try to find the good and the bad. You understand what I'm saying? And then still pay attention to the bad and the good. You get what I'm saying? You know, I ain't looking for the bad and the good, but you know, if it's good there, you know what I'm saying? You can always find some bad there. It kind of give you
the yin and the yang.
Yin and the yang type of thing, you know. That's just the way my outlook has been. You may have different outlooks on things, but you know, for the most part, I definitely can't do no complaining about nothing. You know, nothing that I've been through, nothing that I'm going through. I'm here, I'm relevant, I got a record. You know, like you just spoke on, you know what I'm saying? You are part of this wave. You understand where this whole new, it's the new wave. You know, it's not necessarily, to me, I don't categorize it as a young wave, because a lot of these individuals, they may be younger individuals from, you know, where my age bracket is, but they still consider grown men.
Facts.
So they have to be held accountable for the things they say and do.
Understand.
You dig what I'm saying? And but they also have to be given room to grow. You know, just like any of these other artists that became legends. I don't give a fuck whether it was Jay, 50, or any one of them. You know, they always given room to grow through the people. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody can find something that they don't like and use that as a reason
to keep picking.
You dig what I'm saying? And when it comes to these young dudes, you know, you got a lot of these guys that's paved the way, you know, made different lanes. But that's what we done it for. It was to make it easier for these dudes. It was to, you know, let them be who they are. When you find a lot of these dudes and they speak about, you know, certain ways that these dudes choose to dress and rock their ways and looking, and I look at it like this, to each his own. You know, did nobody really look at the times back when some of these legends or artists that helped pave the way? I try to tell some of these artists, you know, think about when your grind started. You know, you didn't how you came and presented yourself was how you chose to present yourself. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you didn't go for whatever any negative that came along with it.
Yeah.
So you should respect the same thing about today's youth and they artists. At least I do.
Yeah.
You know?
I felt like back then it was a lot more welcoming. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It was a
Yeah,
lot
for
more
sure.
welcoming to a new energy. Even when the prior generations before, they weren't taking as much gambles.
No, not
You
at
get
all.
what I'm saying?
Not
Like
at
as
all.
much, you know.
Now some of this shit that they do is like, you know,
I get it.
The
The biggest thing y'all really had to deal with was maybe like Andre 3000 dressing ridiculous, and maybe Kanye dressing really tighter. So at least those are like, that looks weird, but that was about, that might be it. You get what I'm saying on presentation, to where it was like, whoa, that's a lot to deal with. You get what I'm saying? Now it's like he might come out with a dress and a pocketbook.
And to normalize that is
Yeah, right. You know, it's a lot.
it's a lot. You know, but it's at the same time it's more of a situation where that's not what hip hop was built on from the beginning. That's not what you seen. That's not what attracted, you know, at least me or no, you know what I'm saying, to saying this is what I want to do. So when you have these artists now that's experiencing, you know, this level of success and getting that light on them where they actually able to take this choice of what they choose to do, then this is something that's even brand new for me to have to look and say, well, damn, this generation here is crazy because it's just something that I ain't even ever experienced coming up and watching. So it's not nothing where I would jump out here and say, you know, nah, man, fuck that. This dude here is gay or whatever the case may be because of what he got on or whatever he rocking. It's more of a situation of, for me, it's like he doing him and, you know, that's something that I wouldn't fuck with or I wouldn't do, but hey, who to say what he's doing is not working for him.
Understand.
So I'm not gonna knock this man,
They
hustle or speak down on this man. If I can't fuck with it, I just won't fuck around it or try to come off into that world, but I won't downplay none of that shit.
No, I'm not mad at you. So you come up. You get what I'm saying? It started with Juvenile?
It started with Cash Money. It started with Baby. In a sense, you know what I'm saying? It started with him being the head one. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I was around 13, going on 14 years old when I met Brian.
Were you still Young Buck?
Yeah, I was Young Buck from the beginning. I had already been given the name Young Buck. A lot of people don't know where the name Young Buck come from. I was one of the youngest ones in my area that was out there in them streets doing, doing whatever he had to do at that time. And I used to get a lot of energy from a lot of the older guys, whether it was good or bad, and it was mostly get your little Young Buck ass out of here.
Crazy.
And it kind of stuck with me. And then, you know, I found myself coming home and my mom's, you know what I mean, Buck, come here, you feel me? And then it just stuck with me. So It wasn't a thing where I decided to rap and said I need to find me a name. My name, my you know, the Buck name it's been
That's
there.
you.
Yeah, it's been there from my whole beginning. And you know, like I say, around 13, 14 years old, with me being a young dude that experienced, you know, being out here in these streets, it led me to being able to be in the positions of Brian, Baby Williams, you know what I'm saying? Because he was at that time, they were in the beginning stages of Cash Money.
Wait, like what? Is that Big Thomas?
Well, it was before then, you know, it was
shit.
It was more of you know, right around Chopper City in the ghetto.
Oh,
BG.
Bling Bling.
You know,
Like
it was Bling. Put it this way, Hum video. When you get the Hum video, Hum video. Every vehicle that you see in that video belonged to me and my circle. You dig? From the yellow Ferrari to the blue Jaguar to whatever in that video. You remember he was in the projects we drove that Ferrari from the Ville to Cansville to, you know, New Orleans, you know. And the thing was that, you know, I'm gonna be honest, man, my relationship came about by actually just being in the back seat of the car with a few of my homeboys, and we had picked up a CD back then. You know, they were making a lot of noise throughout the South.
Yeah.
They had a big buzz going throughout the South. Chopper City in the Ghetto was kind of like one of the biggest things, and you know, I was always off into the music at that age, but I was off into something else as well, a little bit more than just the music. I didn't really see myself for being this
rapper.
You dig? So it's like I had partners that was off into the music like that. And once they got the CD, on the back of that CD, I never forget the day, my partner, Lil Jimmy, Baby speak on him a lot throughout that music. A lot of people might hear him when he say flying to Tennessee, chilling with Lil Jimmy and transport coke back and forth to my city. Shit like that back in the G. You know, Lil Jimmy is my bro. And he picked the CD up. On the back of the CD, had a booking information, the number there.
Yeah.
We jokingly calling the phone on some old shit, you know what I mean, in the car.
Yeah.
He calling them like, yo, bro, what up, man? We fucking with this shit down here.
Yeah.
And what y'all niggas want for a show? You know what I'm saying? I think at the time, them niggas was like 5,000, all of them. You feel what I'm saying? And my nigga was like, what? Nigga, y'all niggas come here tomorrow. Nigga, we get you niggas here tomorrow. We didn't have no venue or no shit like that. We didn't get them tomorrow, but probably like 3 days later, we went and found a little spot. Probably 2 or 3 people showed up, but we just wanted to really meet these niggas. You see what I'm saying? Because we couldn't promote the shit or no shit.
So you turned party promoter in a week.
It mean literally 3 days. I'm in the back seat, like I'm a young nigga too at this, and they older. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I'm more or less listening than anything, and it's crazy because now I speak on the story now, and I look back like, damn, of where my life started from that point on, because that's where it kind of started. You know, once they did come, maybe a week later, they had flew to the city. And, you know, we picked them boys up from the airport, and just the Southern way of showing Southern hospitality. We pull up in all our old schools, you know. Crazy good shit. Get money, young niggas, you dig? So it's like when Baby...
You got cars.
Yeah,
and you was booking artists.
So when we pull up, Baby looking like, what the fuck is this? He see little bitty niggas and shit. We driving shit. He like, man, what the fuck is you niggas doing? And that's where the relationship started. So we
party promoters.
Man, that should have been our line, because out of that, you know, half of my guys, being honest, in that situation that was there in the beginning, that helped create the bond that I created with Cash Money. Everybody ended up going to prison.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying, for multiple years, and a lot of them have went to prison and come home. Even Lil Jimmy that I speak on, that even brought my whole relationship to Cash Money. He went away for 10 years and come home. So, you know, like I say,
it's a lot of time, man.
For sure, man.
We say these things fast.
We do, man.
10 years, the listener right now, I just want you to stop for 2 seconds and think, 10 years ago, right, what you was doing, and just erase this whole last 10 years of anything you know.
Word.
You get, like, they don't. Yeah, my man did 10. This nigga did 8, 9, 12.
It's serious.
Nigga, 10 years is a lot of fucking time.
Yeah, 10 minutes behind the cell is almost, 1 minute could be felt like a lifetime. It depends on.
Understood.
You know.
So did you get pinched at any jail time when you were young?
Nah, I never had done time, and that's what the amazing part of my whole story is that, you know, I've been experienced a lot in the streets, you know what I'm saying, to even give you a truthful conversation from this perspective and say these things, whether it's on the microphone or even in an interview. Yeah. And I'm an open book, so it's like, you know, I've been able to it's clearly blessings, you know.
Is it God? Like, are you that spiritual, life, karma?
God,
what do you credit?
For me, it's God. You know, it's for other people, it would be high power or whoever you believe in. But for me, it's God. You know, because you know, being in these streets at a young age, I've had I've been blessed to see a lot, been involved a lot, and to still be here in the position that I am. Like, I never even completed high school, man. I never even I got my GED in prison. You understand what I'm saying? But I never even you know, seen that experience of what high school felt like, you know, or none of that, man. Ninth grade, I never, you know, I went 1 or 2 days and it was over for that. That's as far as I went.
Back to party promoting.
Back to party promoting. So it's like, you know, for me, I had different ways of growing up, and when I was able to come around Baby now at such a young age.
Is Slim there at this point?
Slim, of course.
Of course, you got you know, yeah. So
everybody
Slim
was
and
there.
Baby.
I mean, I was so young. It was more of a situation where even Baby would drop Wayne and Turk off at private schools at that time, and I would ride around and be throughout New Orleans with him doing whatever he.
You know,
was
this
doing.
is bugged out, bro.
It's
this
just,
is like,
you know, it's just real
this is
life.
lit. So,
It's real life.
when do you start recording with them?
That's where the problem became, because I can give you all these years of being amongst them and coming up and all these different stories of how my life went from being from Nashville to New Orleans and becoming a part. I'm even tatted up, man. You got UTP on my skin, man. That stands for Uptown Projects. You understand?
UTP. That's like the Know Your Clap shit when they was doing Know Your.
So for
Crazy.
me, what happened was I spent my life. I'm at an age of, I'm a child pretty much who's in these streets and basically my own parent at the same time. So it's more of a situation where Baby was taking me in and not only just looking to put me into the music, but in a sense raising a nigga at the same time. And what happened was the Hot Boys started to move more and more and more.
Yeah.
And that became more of the full subject to him and to the company. I mean, that was the best thing to do.
Get you.
And I was more or less, I was looked at and considered the fifth Hot Boy. You know what I'm saying? Because I was the one that was more or less there, but not being able to, or not. And I wouldn't say Baby didn't have intentions even at the time to put me there, because he walked me into a lot of situations at a young age, and I'm sure had a lot of, you know, things that he had planned for me or whatever. But, you know, after so many years of being amongst the individual and watching the rise of them and not having that opportunity, I didn't become sour far as with them. I became sour within self and started feeling like I'm wasting time. I decided to walk away. So from 14 years old up until I was 19, 20 years old, I spent my life back and forth chasing a dream throughout New Orleans, trying to, you know, make it happen. And then things was kind of like, I done become a damn near man, and I'm sitting here and still ain't been given that opportunity.
Understood.
And over the years, I have developed a relationship with Juvenile.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So when I made the decision to go back to Cashville, I took everything that I've learned from Cash Money and being amongst them and brought it home. But as well, I'm coming home, it's almost looked at as if that I'm looked as the golden glove for the city. I just got with Cash Money. And then years, and everybody's looking for it, and it kind of died out, and then next thing they see me right back in the trap with them. So it's like I learned so much, and I started to hustle for self. Shit, back then I started realizing it only costed $300 to press up 1,000 CDs. You sell a motherfucker for $10 a piece. You do the math. So I started hustling my own shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, man, I don't gotta sit here and, you know, I done got enough knowledge.
Where the like the Hot Boys, BG, Juvie, Wayne, Turk, are they supportive of your endeavors when you're like, I'm now rolling out music?
Well, yeah. I honestly didn't never give them an opportunity to see whether they were supportive of me moving away from them. They was definitely supportive of me being there at the time.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like when I was there, they always, whether it was Wayne and Turk and Juvie and BG, you know, they always were supportive of me being the artist on Cash Money Records and stood for me with everything. But it was more of a situation where everything relied on what Baby and Slim would actually have to do. And they took the initiative to do what was right, even I would say at the time, and that was more or less focus on what was working.
Yeah.
Which was the Hot Boys in itself. You know,
that's
what I'm
amazing.
saying?
You look at it like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people would become angry and bitter.
Well, that's why a lot of people is somewhere not where I'm at
Understood.
now.
That's a
I
fact.
think, you know what I mean?
Mindset and character goes a long way.
It does.
You go back home.
Yeah.
You hit the block. You cutting up your own music.
Yeah,
You working
yeah.
hard. You getting hot.
Yeah.
Where's the next level up at that point?
I get a call out of nowhere from Baby. I'm 21. I get a call now. I became this local celebrity.
Young Buck popping.
Young Buck popping. I got a few local hits. Back on Up and Give Me Room. A few different things.
Yeah.
Records that's like real local records. You play them shits right now and niggas go crazy. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, overall, I had started to experience the business from an independent hustling side more too. So I had gained more knowledge.
To be up.
Yeah, I was.
Because if you was the man in your city.
Yeah, I was getting.
Listen,
still is.
Listen, it's better than party promoting.
You fucking right. It made me stop party promoting.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Because see, what happened was shit. I started, you know, selling these CDs and realizing, shit, there's no different than the Fiends. Let me put my number on this motherfucker, because if he like it, he gonna give it to somebody
100%.
else. But they need to know where to come get it at. So shit, once it got, man, I had to go buy a phone. At the time, I had a Cricket phone. I don't know if y'all had them service. That's the cheapest fucking phone you could have. But I had a Cricket phone, homie, and I would write the numbers on these CDs as I sold them. And that motherfucker used to ring way more than my real deal party promoting phone.
Okay.
So when I realized that this motherfucker is beating this party promoting
And this is
phone,
the safe.
and this the
Party
safe
promotion's
phone,
it's a lot of mess.
this the safe phone, and this killing this party promote. Hey man, fuck this phone, man. I threw that shit so far. And then I started, man, literally, bro, not only did I have this one, I bought another one. So now I'm like this. So
Yeah.
that's how my transition happened for us into getting into
beautiful.
it. Yeah, honestly, into really getting off into it was the hands-on experience of independent hustling in this game.
Y'all, as the South, showed everyone as up top that we were fucking up. Because the way that y'all were like, listen, album, mixtape, CD, project, whatever the fuck you want to call this, buy it.
Yeah, for sure.
You get what I'm saying? Up here is
Yeah.
mixtape DJs only. The mixtape DJs were beating the city up. But there was no artist putting out full projects. And someone's probably gonna write one under the comment now. I don't give a shit. Because it wasn't the culture.
That's real.
But Texas, Slim Thug,
I was
Paul
about to go
Wall,
there.
Mike Jones, and then now you over there, and then Florida, everybody's just abusing hand to hand.
I'm gonna be real, man. When you come from the South, we had and still do got pioneers like Jay Prince that laid the blueprints down. You had Master P as well as Baby.
Facts.
You know that showed you.
New Orleans
this, and you got as well as so many different, like you
Yeah.
say, Slim Thug,
Tony Draper, all that.
Tony Draper, and all of these guys that were actually given the blueprint for other artists to actually follow independently throughout the South. So it was more or less a thing where I think the South was more or less breeded because of our pioneers, you know, basically breeded us to independently grind, to build for self. We wasn't built to have to go look for a company to give us a deal.
Y'all didn't have the
We
companies.
didn't have the companies
So
to
y'all-
give us a
y'all
deal.
didn't complain.
We didn't complain.
Y'all created
It
your
wasn't-
own
We
shit.
created our own things. I was
Beautiful.
the one that was out there
Beautiful
pushing
shit.
them damn posters up the pole my goddamn self. I've been around the world twice as a youngster, you know what I'm saying? In a wrapped up van, beat up, grinding, trying to get it myself. So the independent hustle was instilled, and I salute them to this day, you know, to our pioneers of the South, you know what I'm saying? And it trickled on down to the rest of the artists that become pioneers, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's Scarface, Pimp C, UGK, you know, before them, the ones that put them in position.
Understood.
You see what I'm saying? And then it trickles on there up to now. So, you know.
So with that being said, Baby calls you back, you moving. Is that a time where Cash Money pulls you back on?
Well, what happened was when he called me, I'm moving, but I still took the initiative to say, okay, let me try this again, because Baby was more like, look, I'm about to put this group together, and the group is called Head Busters, and I want you to be a part of the group.
Okay.
The group would have consisted of me, I think one of the Cadillac, rest in peace to Derek, and rest in peace to Stone, but those are two other artists and me. I think he was going to try to form a group called Head Busters.
Yeah.
And like I say, I became older, more wiser, more keen to the industry, more independently focused on hustling and getting my thing. So when I made that decision to come back, I came back with a different mind state.
Understood.
And when I got back, some of the first things I was looking for was the same things that I left from, the bonding of how it was when I left, you know.
Yeah.
And it wasn't there, you know. I found myself asking Baby, like, you know, where BG at? Where Wayne? Where Manny? You know, days of being, you know, there and just kind of hanging at the office with him. And it just one day, Juvie pulled up, man. And I had been there for like a week or so, and there wasn't no movement onto what I was there for at this time. But like I say, I'm older, I've come back with a different mentality, and I'm popping. So it was like, I really wasn't there to be kind of dragged around or none of that, because I was more or less looking for business. And I'm not here to say if Baby was not doing business or wasn't, but for me, I guess he wasn't fast enough, because I basically was getting a little itchy about not getting no information or nothing from him about what I'm back,
Understand what
back
you're doing.
for. And Juvenile pulled up one day, and like I say, man, I had a bond with Juvie that had developed throughout the years, you know, of my relationship with Juvie was more closer than any one of them, other than BG, you know.
Yeah.
And he was like, Buck, what you doing here? And I'm like, that was kind of like, what you mean what I'm doing here? Then, you know, Baby got me, he hit me up to start a new album group, Head Busters. He like, huh? I'm like, yeah, bro. He got me here. He's like, how long you been here? I'm like, been here for a week. I'm like, he was like, well, shit, man. Damn, boy, you just been sitting here? I'm like, yeah, bro, up at the office. He was like, shit, let's take a ride. You know what I mean? And for me, it was like, yeah, man, let's go, man. I'm finally up out this motherfucking office, man. And when I got in the car with Juvie, man, he went to explaining to me a little bit about his situation and where he stand with at the label at the time and what way things was going from his outlook of things.
Yeah.
And he just said something to me that stood out to this very day, man. Juvie told me, he said, look, man, I can't make you no promises, Buck. But he took me and showed me over there to where his, what he had going on, UTP.
Yeah.
You know, it was his label. And he had a few artists, Skip, Wacko, Corey C, and things like that. He's like, man, these are my artists. I'm trying to start my own thing. Things ain't really rocking the way it need to be over there.
Understood.
And you always done been around. You've been around for a long time, man. I can't make you no promises. I can promise you one thing. Over here, you're going to get heard. I made the decision right then and there. That was my thing. I didn't never really need nothing from nobody but the opportunity. See, I always just wanted the opportunity to let the people be the judge of me. Just give me that opportunity if that's what you're saying you're gonna do for me, because that's what I'm trying to do for myself.
Yeah.
So when he said that, I told him, hey man, take me back over there so I can grab my suitcases. And I never looked back. Next time I seen Baby was at the MTV Awards, man. It was 50.
Crazy.
Straight up.
So then, like, wow, UTP move and everything is there. How does 50 get involved?
I had spent a few years of just moving, maybe a year or two moving with Juvie around the world.
Crazy. Gotta be fun.
Right.
Because back that ass up is kind of a big deal.
Straight up.
So
and I was
so
right
the fun of those performances gotta be.
Man, I was right there when Juvie wrote that record. I was right there with him, you know what I'm saying?
Amazing.
I'm gonna smoke a fire, bag ass, grass ass. I helped come up with that line with Juvie. For real.
You'll publish it on that.
I ain't getting no publishing. Nah, that's my guy.
Yeah.
But like I say, man, I had spent about a year or two of just rocking with Juvie and running around, homie, and he was going through his thing with Cash Money, and that's why I got a lot of respect and love for Juvie to this day, man. He was one of the realest, and still is. He was real enough to set me and all the artists down, and he told me, he said, not just me, he told all them niggas, he said, man, listen, man, I'm in a situation where I'm trying to, you know, get out of a situation.
Okay.
So I can't hold y'all, you understand? Meaning if y'all come across opportunity that's beneficial for y'all, take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And I'ma stand right here with y'all the whole 9.
Crazy.
And niggas just don't do that. These niggas just sell your dreams, homie, when shit ain't right, other than keeping it 100. That's something that, to this day, is always been respect and love for Juvie, just because I found myself becoming successful with a whole nother crew that I came from.
Yeah.
But at the same time, had it not been for him giving me that, when I come across 50, I wouldn't have been able to present myself the way I was.
Crazy.
Because, and I was with Juvie when I met 50. We was up here in New York City. He was actually up here to go see lawyers and shit, trying to fight a situation with Baby at the time. And he had a studio on the bus. Sha Money was good friends with the bus driver, CeeLo, one of my guys from up through this way. And like I say, 50 was making their wave at that time. Mixtapes and shit was cracking around here. So when we was up here, that's all you was hearing is mixtape shit, 50, 50, 50, 50. I heard this shit, I'm like, man, this nigga is nuts. Yo, that's that same nigga from back in the, you feel what I'm saying? So it was more or less, yeah, man, you fucked around and been right there too, real. You was right there, and then I'm seeing here talking this shit, man. I didn't get to see him, but my partner over there, he was right there.
Yeah.
And yeah, bro, like I say, I tell the nigga Juvie, like, yo, this nigga bumping. And then Juvie, the bus driver's like, man, I know that nigga. I know the nigga who be with him or whatever. I'm gonna call that nigga, see if we get him over here on the bus. You know what I'm saying? Because Juvie had a studio on the bus.
Crazy.
Called the nigga, and word, the nigga pulled straight up on myself. The nigga 50 pulled up with him, Banks, Yayo, you know, a couple more crazy ass niggas. I never forget the day we met them niggas, you know? Them niggas come on the bus, right? I'm live, nigga, my goddamn self. You dig what I'm saying? But these niggas a little liver than I was. I wasn't used to that shit. Cause them niggas come in that bitch vested up. They got them big boy goddamn Macs on them. I'm thinking, is this a robbery or a jack or a killer? What the fuck we done ran into? You know what I'm saying? But in real life, you know, homie pull up on the bus and he come to do his verse. And I think 50 had a lot of shit going on at the time, so they come for real, you know what I'm saying? And when he came, you know what I mean, I was just more or less on the bus, you know, as a part of UTP at the time.
Understood.
But at the same time, I'm observing this nigga like, yo, this nigga shit match, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I had came up in this game and started watching niggas faking it till they made it. And then went to see another nigga shit that's on this microphone match, it was like, damn. So I was already getting keen to the music. And he had went in the back to go work with Juvie.
Yeah.
But he left Banks and Yayo in the front. Yeah. And I was there with Banks and Yayo, and you know, I went to playing a record on the front of the bus, and nigga Yayo was like, what, nigga? I had said some shit about serving some shit. Yayo pulled some shit out. Nigga, I got it on me right now and throw it on the table and shit. Nigga, I'm really in the streets too. Nigga, whoop the whoop. I'm like, yeah. So nigga Banks real quiet, laid back type nigga, man. Smooth ass nigga, man. Slid to the back and told the nigga 50, like, man, it's a nigga up there playing some shit, you need to come here. You understand? And the nigga 50 come back to the front of the bus like, yo, what's up? You know, I'm playing this record, right? And it's gonna fuck your head up. And this record, he listening to the record, he like, that shit's crazy, man. That shit hard. And walked straight back to the back. He said, that shit crazy, that shit hard. And went to the back to finish doing whatever he was doing. Yeah. Long story short, that day went on, nothing never came out of it other than meeting 50 and the guys, you know what I mean? We left at New York and rode across the country from New York to LA.
Okay, wow.
After we had met 50, I left from New York to LA.
Yeah.
We were out there at the time with plans. Well, Juvie had plans, or was at the time doing something amongst with Death Row with Suge.
Wow.
So we were out there on Suge's time, Suge's check. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, you know, I started to develop a real relationship with Suge. You know what I'm saying? Because we were working in the Death Row studios. That was the push that Juvenile was going, and I was a part of the team, and I was one of the ones that Suge took to throughout my own ties, I think, throughout LA and things of that nature. So he kind of really started to really pay attention to my music. I started doing a lot of different records and stuff out there. And I wasn't under the acknowledgement of, and still ain't, to what the business actually was of Juvenile and Suge at that time.
Understood.
You know, but I just know we were there under dude's situation, and I woke up one morning and I knew Juvie had the role, you know what I'm saying, but he kind of smashed out and had to take care of some business on his own.
Yeah.
But it was a situation where he didn't tell nobody, not even his own brother. So it was like when I had woke up, I'm more or less looking for Juve, and then I'm like, well, you know, ready to get the day started, and it's like, shit, everybody looking for him, and his own brother's like, where's he at? And I'm like, where's he at? And, you know, like I say, he was the head of shit, it was more or less if shit, he had the money to eat on and every goddamn thing for everybody.
Yeah.
What a per diem, nigga. So it's like, I'm looking for this nigga, and he gone. And it's just one of the most wildest experience I kind of had at that time, honestly, man. Like I say, homie had to go take care of whatever business he is. Suge was looking forward at that time, I think, to sign a contract. And when he called, Juvie wasn't there. Next thing I know, the hotel called saying we had to get out the rooms. We stuck out there. You know, everybody had to scramble for self, you know what I'm saying? And like I say, I spoke on it. I said, Juvie left me in California, and I don't respect that. I love him too much to beef, so I'm gonna accept that, but I'm gonna just step back and focus on Buck. I'm tired of riding in yours. I'm about to buy my own truck. You know, that was not a diss to Juvenile at all. It was just what happened in my vision at the time.
Understood.
Of what was going on.
Understood.
And like I say, it never was a diss, but it was just real life. And I based my whole career, music and everything, off of real life. I feel like that's the only way people gonna be a real fan of you, if they can pick something out of you saying, to either say, I'm going through it, I know somebody going through it. Yeah. So from there, my separation, it was more like a tap out for me thing from that. Yeah. It was like, man, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and finish taking this ride myself. Understood. And like I say, I had met 50 in Shy Money a couple weeks before. Yeah. And I get this call from Shy Money out of nowhere after that happened, maybe 2 or 3 days later, bro. It was like, what you doing, bro? Because I had left and hooked up their numbers. He's like, what you doing? I'm like, just chilling. He was like, you know that record you was playing, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah. He was like, yo, man, the nigga 50 he want that record on his album. I said, what? He was like, nigga, Eminem loved this shit. I said, what? Because I left the record with him. He was like, man, leave that with me. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, honestly, man, they wanna mix the record. I'm like, what the fuck? Because he was just now starting the situation. Understood. About to start recording for Get Rich or Die Trying. Yeah. So nigga, I ain't never sold a record in my life to nobody, let alone to somebody. You talking about Eminem and Dr. Dre and all this shit. I'm like, nah, this shit ain't happening to me. And you talking about Eminem like the record, and like, so I'm like, I started really realizing how real it was when he said, man, bro, I need your information to fly you to LA because, you know, we really want to go forward with putting the song on the album. And that song ended up being Bloodhound on 50's Get Rich or Die Trying. I came in this game knowing that was a record I already had. 50 took that record, kept my first verse, put his verse in the middle of it, and gave me my
remember your verse?
opportunity. I came in this game knowing niggas gonna hate me just for the simple fact they know that I'm a rider. Yeah, I got a hell of a aim. I keep on telling you, man. I swear won't nobody find you. Listen, man, that's that shit, you dig? And honestly, like I say, man, Get Rich or Die Trying was not only 50's kickoff record, but for me, that was my kickoff record for the unit and just my whole relationship with everything. And you know, he gave me that opportunity, man. I'm forever loyal, forever grateful. We done had our falling outs. That shit made us, I look back on it and say all of that shit was meant to be. It was a point of time me and 50 didn't have a conversation with each other for 7 years straight. Some of the worstest times I ever experienced was through those 7 years straight.
Understood.
You understand what I'm saying? I can give you all these experiences of coming up in life and doing this and that throughout the streets, but then I realize I get the biggest blessing of my life, finally become a millionaire, and then go to prison. You understand what I'm saying? And I realized, I started looking back, man, I got in that prison cell, started really paying attention, like, you know, shit, man, I done got away with all these things that a lot of these dudes sitting in here with, for the rest of their life with, and then I'm even given the opportunity to even have an out date. You understand what I'm saying? So I knowing I got to get out here and do something different, or at least learn from this experience, because God ain't sending me through this. You know, a lot of dudes go to prison and don't come back the same way they went.
Understood.
A lot of dudes go to prison and choose to PC up, protective custody, and do their time from that. A lot of dudes be sent to prison from, in my perspective, where they have no choice but to do what's expected and go wherever they send you. And that's how my situation panned out. You know, I ended up going to Yazoo Federal Penitentiary. I went to the low. That was the low was my first bid, and like I say, I ended up getting out of prison. You know, starting to get my flame back, and making a mistake of having a little situation for us with my lady. And just something as small as me kicking my own fucking door sent me back to prison. A level up to Yazoo Federal Penitentiary medium at this point.
Crazy.
So it's like, man, damn. I started to realize the real true meaning of being a big fish in a small pond, because I started and still do realize and know that I was kind of singled out in my situation of even having to go to prison.
Understood.
Period. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, I just look for something different all the way around the board, man. Like I say, my story, I can sit here and give you a whole day of this shit.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
love it. To be honest, I'm
straight
you know,
up,
like,
and I'm sure the people love it as too. Well. You know what I'm saying? As they should. The shit is real, man. You know, and that's what I think is so exciting about Young Buck right now. Period. Is you know, you hear the record, which is my single right now, Can't Lose, and if you listen to the words, it's a motivational driven record. But I've been an open book where people has been able to place their own judgment to things in my life because it's been more of a thing where, you know, whether it was when I've had conflict with 50 and lost this and that throughout IRS and oh, he's broke and all of those things. I've been, my story has been kind of played out throughout the public for public perception, and that goes for any celebrity. But the fact that my story has never been told fully, it's still, you know, it's still, I think so much success came within G Unit in itself so fast.
Astronomical amount.
Astronomical. And it happened so fast that we all individually haven't told our stories. But it's up for us to get out here and remain relevant and remain pushing and remain in these people's face and remain giving them this music to be able to give them our own individual stories, just as well as 50 got a story, Buck got one, I'm sure Banks got one, as well as Yayo got one. And it's just about, you know, staying in front of this game and actually controlling your own destiny.
Yeah.
You know, and not putting it in nobody else's hands. I tell 50 all the time, you know, nigga, you want to know what I want? I want to be the reason you kicking your feet up.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Let me give you back what I feel like you gave me. And that's that opportunity of being able to be what I am, what I'm being and becoming even more of, and that's the best of fucking I can be.
Understood. You still talk to everybody?
Yeah, I try to maintain a full, you know, the full brotherhood that it's always been with everybody. So, you know, we don't talk every day, day to day. Of course, you know, 50 is all over the place doing so much, but I remain in the loop at all times, especially with 50. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I say, we had that separation, and I think it bonded us more because I got to grow understanding with 50 in places where I feel like I wasn't understood, and I think he feel the same as well with me.
Understood. And
when it all when it all came, you know, full circle, it was more of a situation where it was never a beef, it was just a big misunderstanding. But the fact that both of us stand for something, it caused the separation for so long. For what, like I say, it wasn't even a conversation for 7 years.
that's too long.
It's too long, and then I got to a point where, like, it's like, nigga, it's too long, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I need answers. So if I gotta be the man to push the line to say, I don't give a fuck about how a motherfucker feel or he's so that shit. None of these people truly know, you know, the true relationship that we've created as brothers amongst each other.
Yeah.
So let me be the man to push forward for that. And I pushed forward, and he was open to it enough.
That's amazing.
To make it happen. And like I say, he back there now. I was just telling him outside, like, yo, you know what I'm saying, homie, you know, I know where I'm headed now as well as you do.
Yeah.
He said, hell yeah, I know where you're headed. I've always known where you was headed.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And I tell him, you know, constantly, because I'm forever humble with this game. And the day I feel like any artist become unhumble, you can become unhumble. But it's always something gonna humble your ass, bro.
It's gonna bring it down.
It's gonna bring it down.
It's a fact.
Yeah, it's facts. And for me, I remain humble. I remain loyal to the individuals that's loyal to me.
Yeah.
You know, you can be loyal to unloyal individuals and become a non-factor to something that you created.
Understand.
Only because you loyal to something that's not loyal to you.
Yeah.
So I'm loyal to what's loyal to me. You know what I'm saying? And
it's love though. It's love. I spoke to Gayo this weekend.
Yeah, it's real
and I was
love.
like, yo, Buck coming out here.
Yeah, it's
what?
real love.
Motherfucker didn't hit my line?
On my mama.
You get what I'm saying?
On
so
my mama.
it's love. Like,
real love.
Be clear. I know. And
nah,
niggas is
it ain't no halfway love.
Nigga
it's
shit.
real love.
Yeah,
you know?
he was like, you know, he wanted to pop up on the random today. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's beautiful, man. Like, this is history.
For sure.
Like I had Freeway here 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah?
Blew my mind.
That nigga's a real nigga.
I grew up on y'all niggas. Like, I know what it's like watching Shorty Wanna Ride, stomp the first time.
For sure.
The first verse, the next one. Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah,
okay.
you really there.
Yeah, okay. You know, all the soda pop.
Punch is tough.
Yeah, like, listen.
This nigga know about soda pop and shit.
Yeah, just
who kids shit.
Everything. And I'm like, wow, bro.
Yeah.
You know, everything. And you on Flex, and there's so much more. Like, this has got to be a part 2 type shit, because we detailed so much of pre-G Unit, so much to where that no one's ever heard the amount of detail you've given today.
Not
all
at all.
in one sit down.
Not at all. You the first one to get this punch. I'm gonna keep it real.
Because I've been sitting here like I've never heard none of this shit.
And
you know, like in full detail. But it's so much jewels in it. Then I gotta talk about, you know, so much moments of the freestyles, the flexes, the clues, the who kids. You get what I'm saying? Game, everything.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
It's
like
a
this.
lot.
Then you've done this whole half. You on a damn beat in Hot 97.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That was a good day.
That was a good day.
That was one of your good days.
That was one of my good days.
That was one of your good days.
That was one of my good days.
Like, I love it, man.
Yeah, that's
and
real.
I grew up on y'all, and
just to hear you
I'm happy, my
Man,
nigga. Like, I'm
honestly,
happy.
man,
like,
just to hear you
I live
capture
a cool
those
life,
moments.
my nigga. Like,
It's real.
I get to chill with 50. I
Word.
grew up with y'all niggas.
On
Now
my
I argue with him because he don't
real.
listen to me.
On
And I
my
be
mama.
like, nigga, this new shit about the pop. And he goes, don't bring me none of these tight pants niggas. And we joke.
Yeah.
All the time.
And he mean it.
Yes. You get what I'm saying?
For sure.
But I get to argue with a nigga I grew up on. You get what I'm saying? I get to sit and talk to Buck. This blows my mind. You
Nah,
get what I'm
that's
saying?
real.
This is better than any kind of job ever.
For sure.
You get what I'm saying?
That's
But
real.
all in all, this is part 1. You promising me part 2.
I promise
There it
you,
is.
man.
It's love.
That's my word.
I love it. Real
That's my
nigga shit.
word.
I fuck with Buck.
That's my word. On
But this is
myself.
lit. This is lit. I
Nah,
love
this
it.
lit for
We
real.
don't got no more to talk about. The new records here, Can't
Yeah.
Lose. We gonna come with some dope shit. It's only the beginning.
Check the video out. It's out right
yeah.
now. Killing the streets.
Twane's in that video, by the way. if
Yeah,
you didn't know.
Twane. If you don't know Twane, just make sure you just go
She's-
check her out.
She's
or-
from the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, just fly over to the Bermuda Triangle.
And it's fucking crazy
And if
over
you
there.
make it, then you hey.
And it's all yours.
It's
you
all
get
yours.
paid in hundreds of women's. It's lit. This50.com is Punch, Young Buck, Buckshot, whatever the fuck you want to call him.
Yeah, man.
Bang!